The 4th of July is tomorrow, of course, and the Oregon Liquor Control Commission is gearing up to spot check bars and restaurants this holiday weekend. They're making sure owners are following regulations and implementing the governor's social distancing guidelines. Fox 12's Drew Marine is live to tell us what the OLCC will be looking for this weekend and how some customers feel about the requirements now in place. Drew?
Schilling Cider House in southeast Portland, and they're taking things very seriously here. One of the OLCC's requirements is that bars and restaurants in a Phase 1 county have to close at 10 p.m. So right now they're shutting down, but just a few hours ago, customers seem to be on board with the idea of social distancing and wearing masks if that means they have some sense of normalcy back. At Schilling Cider House, there are several safety measures in place to keep staff and customers safe, even going beyond what's required of them.
We actually have this fully extended outdoor seating now, so everything is more than 6 feet apart. We're actually at 10 feet apart, and it's all table service, so you're only entering the bar if you are using the restroom, and you must wear a mask.
Jenny Dorsey is the general manager of Schilling Cider House, and she says they're not seating guests inside and even limiting the number of people per group.
We are doing groups of 5 or less just because it is the most safe for my staff and my customers. It's really important that everyone is kept really safe here.
Seeing establishments go above and beyond is what customer Holly Shower says makes her feel safe going out to restaurants again.
You kind of have to check in when you get here, and they won't really serve you unless you do have a mask. And I've been to other places like that too. And if I went to a place where they didn't require that, I don't think I would want to stay, because it would tell me that safety is not important to them.
As people head out to celebrate this holiday weekend, Oregon Liquor Control Commission inspectors will be out spot checking bars and restaurants to enforce their own rules.
Namely, that's making sure that customers aren't over consuming and that they are closing at the regular hours that they're supposed to. For Phase 1, counties in Phase 1, that's 10 p.m. For counties that are in Phase 2, that's midnight.
While also being the eyes and ears for Oregon OSHA, making sure restaurants and bars are enforcing the governor's social distancing guidelines and making sure employees and customers are wearing masks.
It really does come down to that old saying, one bad apple can spoil the whole box. If there's a big problem with one particular bar or restaurant, and God forbid that becomes a cluster of COVID-19 cases, it could shut down bars and restaurants again, and that would devastate Oregon's hospitality industry even further than it's already been devastated.
The OLCC says while inspectors will be out at bars and restaurants this weekend making sure that they're following the governor's guidelines, they don't actually have the authority to write them up. Inspectors will make a note of the violation and send it to Oregon OSHA for them to follow up on. Reporting live in southeast Portland, Drew Marine, Fox 12 Oregon.